Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Make Time for It. My department heads recently suggested that employees shadow doctors in the department in order to learn more about workflow and reasoning and treatment, care and diagnosis. However, they put it entirely on the staff to set up when they would come in and shadow. Any attempts to get the higher-ups to work with us on setting up a schedule fell on deaf ears, and the resolution we got was to come in on an off day to volunteer. No. Well, I had a double night shift overtime coming up, with a lot of off days afterwards, so I decided to shadow on my last shift. I ended up shadowing for most of a full day shift, before getting checked off to go home. Later in the week, I get a call from the department manager, and shambles that I did that much overtime. When I told them it was never made clear if we were to clock out or not for shadowing, and that emails never got answered, I said I couldn't be blamed. The conversation ended quickly, and later a schedule was set up, so that employees could shadow on their shift. The next story is called Merry Christmas. I was hired to replace a retiring dispatcher at a local trucking company. He was expected to train me for his job, but over the 3 months before his retirement, he refused to do any training with me. As a result, I created my own dispatching software, which sent updates to all my drivers, connected drivers to the shop, coordinated maintenance schedules, and managed all messaging between my drivers and the office. Once I was on my own, I struggled to build clientele, and many of our customers left because I didn't know they existed. The only feedback I got from the main office was that I was costing them money. I asked for help, and it was refused. During this time, the trucking industry was taking a hit, and work was very hard to find. I tried to contact a load broker, but the office refused to pay for brokerage fees. A year goes by, and the software I created is really making a difference. The shop is happy, and the drivers feel like they are being heard, but loads are still hard to find. Christmas rolls around, and at the Christmas party I'm presented with many gifts. The CEO has some wonderful things to say about me, and I leave there feeling pretty good. The very next Monday, I'm called into the CEO's office, and he tells me I'm done. It's 2 weeks before Christmas, so they pay me for the rest of the month. But today is your last day. I lose all my benefits, retirement plan, and health coverage on the spot. Merry Christmas. So I'm not feeling great. Cue Malicious Compliance. Part of my severance is giving them access to all the software I've written. Fine, here you go. However, it doesn't work if you can't access the cloud. And the cloud is on my private email. It's really too bad I had to clean it up. It seems all the data is gone, and the software is useless. Merry Christmas. The last story is called Go Home. I'm a software engineer, and I'm a girl. So as you can imagine, I'm always either the only or one of very few non-males in the team. This malicious compliance is from a previous job of mine. I was the primary software engineer on a project. One random Wednesday, we had a meeting scheduled with the client. This was a large company, and the client was in a different country, so the meeting was scheduled virtually. I'm a bit of a promiscuous girl, and I guess on this day I was being a bit silly and wore a dress that was a teeny tiny bit too short. At lunch, I was told by my manager that someone had complained, and I needed to go home and change. I knew I was wrong and immediately apologized, but I brought up the meeting I had coming. Now, as per company policy, we could not take any company equipment home unless we were scheduled on call, or unless we had permission. I could not take this call from home without the company laptop. I needed to demo something, and I knew none of the other engineers on my team could manage the demo. They knew how it worked, but no one knew it as well as me, and they had to refer to manuals to do the demo and answer questions, which is not a great presentation for the client. So I offered 2 options. I get to take the company laptop home for the night, Or I sit in one of the conference rooms for the next hour and a half and then join the meeting from that room. I was told neither was an option. I either had to go home and then return after changing, or go home and join in the call via a telephone and let a teammate present. I presented my arguments, and my manager then told me that I should change and come back. There's no way I was doing that, mainly because it would take too long. I made that clear. So he offered that I could take the next day off out of my unlimited medical leave if I came back, because he knew how important the client was. I once again suggested I take the company laptop home. I had done it multiple times when I was on call, so it wasn't a trust issue. No, that's only when you cannot take a call from the office. I gave one more shot, explaining that even if I went home and left right away, I would miss most of the call, but he did not care. He said he would take care of the call until I came back. I said okay and put in the next day off, along with an email confirming what we had discussed, and then headed home. I obviously was not in a rush. I got home, changed, and went back to the office. As soon as I left home, I started receiving frantic calls asking where I was. I explained that it would take me 45 minutes to reach the office, if traffic allowed, and they should start the call. Bottom line, no one was prepared. Everyone freaked out and made a mess of the presentation. The client was unimpressed and did not move forward with any further projects. So, yes, I messed up, but I was willing to make up for it. He did not listen to me and chose to dismiss my statements, so I did exactly what he wanted. The manager did try to blame me, but I simply reminded him that I had told him about the issue and emailed him the discussion of our meeting. I had explicitly told him this would happen if he sent me home to change, but he said he would handle it. He wasn't that bad of a person to say that didn't happen, so he simply used that to make our lives harder, about everyone being fully involved in all projects, which meant a lot more meetings and a lot less work getting done. So I quit not much after, and I know multiple others did, because it was affecting bonuses too. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.